I'll tell you one thing she's got figured out, because watching that ceremony yesterday, she was sure to undo that window when she was in the car so that she could be photographed. I mean, literally days after she flew, she was the only celebrity to fly to Uvalde, Texas to make sure she had a photo op there. I'm sorry. That to me was an obvious press generation move, and I found it absolutely abhorrent.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely disgusting. She didn't get the job. You know, my youngest kid said to me when the Duke of Edinburgh died last year, he's been educated pretty much in America all his entire life. And so he was talking with his American chums, and he said to me, "Oh, Dad, you just can't talk about the monarchy to Americans because they just don't get it. They think it's like a celebrity who opens supermarkets." And I think that's what Meghan failed to misunderstand. She thought it was like a sort of a group celebrity. It's like the Rat Pack with tiaras or something. And so the fact that it's largely boring and it's about the subjects, and particularly if you're a minor royal duchess like her, it involves being, you know, colonel-in-chief of some island on the other side of the planet, and you have to fly into and pretend to take it all seriously. Then you have to go to New Zealand and open a hospital. And I think, and she genuinely thought, I think, that you'd be just swanning around with A-list celebrities all day long, and didn't give any thought to the fact that, no, you're going to be sitting in a room talking to some guy in Bangladesh who started a rural ambulance service for remote parts. And she had no interest in any of that. And she likes George Clooney and Oprah, and she was entirely unsuitable for the role of minor royal duchess. And it's a very sad fact, but that's just the way it is.
So now they did come back. They did not get the invitation to go up on the balcony with the Queen because they're not, I guess, considered senior royals. So they're not working royals anymore. And the reports I've read today say things between Harry and William appeared somewhat frosty at the church. They sat on entirely separate sides. Everything's choreographed, and it seems the choreography has kept them away from one another. When the ceremony ended, we're told that, again, the senior royals went out to lunch. Meghan and Harry went back to Frogmore Cottage and did not join the rest of the family for lunch, though she did find time to introduce the Queen to her great-granddaughter, whose name Meghan and Harry chose to use while calling someone in the royal family racist. Who knows who? Nevertheless, here's Lilibet. So what do you make of the relationship there and what we can glean from these facts?
Well, when you use that expression, senior royals, you know, they've basically invented this since Harry and Meghan chose to check out, because there's an order of precedence. He is the Queen's grandson, the Queen's second most senior grandson. So he should have a certain place in the procession behind his older brother and their kids. That's where he should come. And as they were walking out the church, he was way at the back with all the riffraff, which gave me a spectacular laugh, because essentially they've invented this idea of working royals, senior royals, just as a way of moving him, you know, from flying in up front in first class all the way back to sitting in row 274, right, wedged up with the riffraff right at the back. And I think they're quite right. I think they're quite right to do that. You just can't have. I mean, for a start, it's all totally fraudulent. These two are not in show business. You know, if you are George Clooney, that's one thing. If you're Katy Perry, that's one thing. But if you're just two people who have no talent in that sphere, but you want to hang around with them all the time, you want to live on the beach at Malibu, that's just kind of sad and pathetic. You know, the Netflix deal Netflix is tanking. And so people can't afford just to throw away millions on useless royals just to get their name on things. This whatever it was when they were trying to raise money through GoFundMe or one of those kinds of things to pay off the mortgage on that mansion they live in, which is a multi-million pound mansion. And I think they raised $1,047.73. So the public gets it. They don't want to pay money for them. The only thing they have going for them is their titles. She uses it on book spines, which, generally speaking, you shouldn't do. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, which isn't even the right style, but she has to use that to sell the book. It's usually when the royals are trying to break into show business, it's usually the opposite way. I knew Prince Edward. When he was the Queen's youngest son, when he was trying to pass himself off as a filmmaker. And I remember the first time I knew him in his new incarnation. I was at a party and he came up to me and he stuck his arm out as I did. And he goes, "Hi, Edward Windsor." And wow. The lady I was with turned to me and said, "Is that his stage name?" And it's the opposite with Meghan here. She's basically milking. She actually is in show business. She's got a stage name and she's improperly using this royal title because it's the only thing that makes any money for her.
I'm going to go by Meghan, Duchess of Sirius. From now on, that's going to be my new self-appointed 2020, right around there.
Yeah. Well, since she came along, I prefer your spelling too. That's
Thank
what's
you very
happened.
much. I appreciate that.
She's put me off that spelling of the name.
Well, what do you make of the fact that they were openly booed? You can hear, it's hard to hear when we just play it like over the transom here, but I've listened to it a few times. They were getting booed, she and Harry, as they walked out of the church. That's just remarkable. I mean, I realize the polls, there was a YouGov poll that shows the popularity of the royals. Of course, the Queen remains the most popular by far. She has a net score, a positive score of plus 69. Prince William is second at plus 59. Princess Kate, plus 55. Charles, doing better than years ago. He's at plus 19. Even Camilla is at plus 9. Then we get to Harry, minus 26. Meghan Markle, minus 42, which is down a few points from where it was not long ago. And Andrew, of course, is the least popular with a minus 80. We all know why. You don't pal around with Jeffrey Epstein and get any higher than that. But the boos, I thought, were remarkable. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I think it's because they see the phoniness of it. They lied to us. When they checked out, they said they were going to commit themselves to working for people all around the Commonwealth. And on the day before they left, they went to Canada House in London, which is the central Canadian building in Trafalgar Square. And Canada, we love Canadians. They flew then out to Salt Spring Island off the coast of British Columbia on the west coast in Canada. In fact, they were living down the road from a couple of old rock star pals of mine, Randy Bachman from Bachman Turner Overdrive in the 70s, and his son Tal Bachman had a big hit in the 90s with She's So High. And that's because it's, in Canadian terms, it's where Canadian pop celebs like to live. And they stuck Canada for a couple of weeks, and then Meghan decided it was all boring and provincial, and she'd had enough of Canada and preferred Beverly Hills. Well, that's fair enough, but you told a lie to get yourself out of the deal. And people don't, that's what their whole thing was. They always, we want to serve the Commonwealth. No, they didn't. They want to go to cocktail parties in Beverly Hills. At least be honest about it. People don't mind George Clooney being George Clooney, but they resent Meghan Markle, a most mediocre actress, who can't really carry off the pretense of wanting to do everything for the little people, who doesn't understand basic things like inserting herself into a gun shooting in Texas is in the most ghastly bad taste. They get that these people are just talentless self-promoters.
Are the high fuel costs putting a damper on your summer vacay plans? From higher prices at the pump to a jump in airfare, it's definitely getting more expensive to get away for a week. But what if you could soak up those vacation vibes year-round? Get a Michael Phelps Swim Spa by Master Spas. Whether you want to stay close to home this summer or just want to extend your break, A Michael Phelps swim spa by Master Spas can transform your backyard into an oasis. It combines the benefits of a pool with the therapy of a hot tub. This is going to reinvent family time. You'll love it, and your family and friends will too. Michael Phelps swim spas by Master Spas come in a variety of sizes to complement almost any yard, even if it's a small one. And since it's heated, you can use it year-round in any climate. Michael Phelps swim spas are 100% made in the USA by Master Spas, the world's largest swim spa manufacturer. Check it out by going to masterspas.com. Put in the promo code MK, and that will save you $1,000 on your Michael Phelps swim spa or $500 on your Master Spas hot tub. That's masterspas.com, promo code MK. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.